Good evening. This is the Committee of Community Partnerships Committee. I'm William Roselle, Chairman. To my left is Jeffrey Schilling. To my right is Todd Sievert, and it is 6:09 p.m. Monday, June 13th. We have two actions tonight. The first one deals with authorizing the Public Service and Safety Director to transfer the title of a 2013 Navistar Horton ambulance to the Edison State Community College excuse me, in exchange for in-kind EMT or paramedic training for those in the apprentice program. We need any further?
All right. So this is an ambulance that has basically a blown engine that would cost a large amount to repair. The ambulance was due to be replaced, and actually its replacement had been ordered. So at this point, Edison State can use basically the chassis for a training program, and the value that Assistant Fire Chief Kreitz had received was that it was about $3,000 worth of value of the vehicle. Edison State will give to our incoming persons who are taking the paramedic EMT training as part of our apprentice program. They will give credit for that. Under the Ohio Revised Code, we are permitted to, the director is permitted to transfer surplus property to Edison State as more of a public entity. Otherwise, we'd have to go out and sell it on gov deals, like we have some recent surplus items. We had a similar situation a few years back where we had some old equipment that was used in firefighting that wasn't any good to us. No fire department here could use it, but it was able to be transferred to another country that could use it in some training. I think we also had some cots that we have done something similar with. You know, we were not using them anymore, but someone could use them still for training purposes. But council has to authorize this disposal of surplus items.
Mr. C.
I have a question, though. I get the transfer aspect of it. There's no doubt about that, and that's what the ORC says. But when you get the in-kind contribution back, that should create that as a taxable event because you're getting a service for free. So is that correct? Are we immune, or do we have some sort of immunity against making that a taxable event?
We have certain tax-exempt status as it is.
Look, Grant's the law director, yes. And obviously he's not going to be here for
And he did
long,
vet it, and, you know, he cannot be here with us this evening. But,
no, I know. But that's been looked at, getting something.
He absolutely has looked at it, as he did with the fire equipment that we did something similar with a few years ago.
Well, no, I understand the transfer aspect.
Yes.
The issue is the coming back in.
I understand. And Grant had said that this was a surplus item that could perfectly be handled this way, as the state allows it to be between public entities.
No,
okay.
I understand that concept. We obviously have the right to transfer. That we can give anything to anybody. The issue, well, within that ORC code,
yes.
If it becomes surplus property. The question I have, why don't we just give it to Edison State? Why are we getting the two internship programs for free or in exchange for that? Doesn't that change the status of us giving surplus property to Edison State?
I'm sorry, I cannot answer that. I
don't know if we can give excess surplus property, give it away.
Exchanging it for
it has to have a
the value for the value.
Probably says a value, and they're swapping the value of the chassis or whatever's left
yes,
towards tuitions, the way I read it.
So the ambulance is worth $3,000, and we're getting $3,000 worth of free tuition from Edison State. So it's just a trade-off. It's an even trade,
right.
basically.
So the next three persons that would go through the training will get $1,000 credit, yeah. Which we don't have to pay because we're paying for that.
That's fine. If Grant's looked at it, it's fine. I'm not here. It just is an odd way to do that, because if you receive something of value of an in-kind, that's typically a taxable event. So even if you provide services, that's a taxable event.
we'll see if we can get some clarification for you prior to the council meeting.
Yep, we can do it before we, Jeff,
But I have no problem going forward
Okay.
with it.
Jeff, questions?
No, I don't.
Anybody else? Go forward.
Go forward.
Unanimously go forward, and we'll get an answer from Grant. Second issue we have is to authorize the Director of Public Service and Safety to enter into a housing revolving loan fund administration agreement with the Ohio Department of Development, excuse me, referred to the Community Housing Impact and Preservation Program, CHIP, for the term of 2022-2026. The background to this is they're usually 5-year agreements. We got into the tail end of that. The staff would prefer to have a new agreement to cover that period. And otherwise, if we don't have the agreement with the state, if they would default on the CHIP loan, we do not get the funds, the state gets the funds.
That is correct, and actually, it is the state that has asked us to enter into this new agreement so that we are on the same cycle as other entities might be.
Anything else we need to know about CHIP or the loan? Questions, Jeff?
Nope.
Todd?
Nope.
Emergency. Emergency.
And members?
It's not an emergency, it's chips.
In this case,
Poncho,
Different
say,
sign. Any questions from the audience? All righty.
but this
Recommendation?
we are asking for emergency
Yes,
legislation
yes.
because we are in the state
Yes,
cycle now.
yes.
No problem.
Just move forward on it.
We'll move forward with emergency.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything else for us?
Thank you.
You're welcome. We are adjourned.